In the quiet darkness of a wooden box, a newborn girl floats across an endless sea. Her crime? Being born the seventh daughter instead of the son her father demanded. Cast away like refuse, abandoned to the waves, she should have died unknown. Instead, Paritegi, the one thrown away, rose to become the shamanic healer who saved her entire kingdom. Her story isn't ancient history gathering dust in old texts. It's a mirror held up to anyone who's ever felt disposable, rejected for simply existing as themselves. In a world that constantly measures our worth by others' expectations, Paritegi's journey asks the radical question: what if your rejection was actually your greatest gift? Let's begin.
In today's fast-paced world, we often encounter the feeling of being unappreciated or overlooked, like our worth is dismissed or our potential unseen. Paritegi's ancient tale speaks directly to anyone who has ever felt rejected, yet holds the power to transform their destiny. She embodies the resilience to rise from abandonment and the strength to navigate even the most daunting spiritual boundaries. Born to a king desperate for a son, Paritegi was the seventh daughter in a royal family clouded by desire and disappointment. The king's yearning for a male heir was so strong that when the seventh child was again a girl, he deemed her unwanted, ordering that she be sealed in a wooden box and cast into the sea, a symbolic rejection of her very existence. Imagine the cool ocean mist mingling with the salty breeze as the box floated silently like a fragile seed adrift, waiting to be awakened. Rescued not by warriors or nobles, but by a humble, poor, elderly couple, she grew up unaware of her royal bloodline. Raised in the simplicity of rural life, she cultivated kindness, wisdom, and an unshakable spirit. At age 15, news reached her that her father lay gravely ill, and only a mysterious elixir could save him: water from the underworld itself. This revelation came from a seer, a bridge between worlds, one who hinted at the impossible. Few dared to confront death's domain, but Paritegi's filial devotion propelled her forward. With a determined heart, she crossed the perilous boundaries between the living and the dead. The journey was a vivid passage through dark forests, echoing with whispers of ancestors and shimmering realms lit by ethereal light. She faced trial after trial, transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth. Along the way, she married the gatekeeper of the underworld, a figure destined to become a Jangseung, the sacred guardian posts often now been seen standing at village boundaries to ward off evil spirits. The union bore 7 sons, symbolic continuations of life even within death. Her mission complete, she returned with the sacred water only to find a funeral procession. With the elixir, she revived her parents, yet she did not claim the riches or power of her royal heritage. Instead, she chose a higher calling: to remain in the underworld as caretaker, guiding souls to their rest and easing the burdens of wandering spirits. Her story teaches us profound lessons, deeply relevant in a modern context. First, the power of unwavering filial piety, not merely obligation, but loving action, even toward those who may have once rejected us. Paritegi's courage to save her father despite his earlier dismissal illuminates how compassion can transcend resentment. In today's relationships, this teaches us to nurture bonds with patience and grace, even when hurt runs deep. Second, Paritegi exemplifies the strength found in crossing boundaries, not just physical or spiritual, but personal and societal. She braves the underworld, a liminal place between worlds, reminding us that true growth often requires venturing beyond comfort zones and confronting the shadows within ourselves. Modern mental and emotional well-being demands similar bravery, facing fears, engaging with painful truths, and emerging transformed. Third, she is a pioneer, the first Mudang or shaman in Korean tradition, reminding us that calling and destiny are not confined by birth or status. Sometimes rejection is merely a redirection toward one's true path. In a culture that sometimes limits roles by expectations, Paritegi's example encourages us to embrace unique gifts and forge new identities, honoring heritage while daring to innovate. Her journey from rejected princess to revered goddess underscores the interplay of light and shadow, life and death, rejection and acceptance. Paritegi's story is not just myth, but a spiritual template that continues to guide how Koreans understand the soul's journey, the power of ancestral connection, and the sacred role of the shaman as mediator between worlds. Paritegi stands at the shimmering threshold of the underworld, bathed in soft, iridescent light that radiates warmth and power. The Jangsan Guardian posts rise tall and solemn beneath a crimson dawn, marking the path Paritegi walked with silent strength. 7 suns, glowing with divine energy, gather around their mother as celestial petals drift gently through an ancient sacred forest. Paritegi, radiant and serene, pours the sacred water from a crystalline vessel, reviving life amid a luminous, timeless landscape.
Paritegi was deemed worthless the moment she entered the world. Yet, that rejection became the very thing that freed her. She had nothing to prove to the king who cast her out, nothing to lose by becoming something unexpected. If you're carrying the weight of someone else's disappointment in you, right now, Paritegi whispers this: their rejection doesn't determine your destiny. Your worth was never theirs to measure. This week, write down one way you've been underestimated. Then write down one gift that rejection actually gave you, the resilience it forged, the independence it demanded, the path it forced you toward. You're not broken because someone failed to see your value. You're awakening. If this story stirs something in you, subscribe for more wisdom from figures who transformed their darkest moments into light. Stay rooted in the wisdom of the ages.